Yeah, drop your coin in the slot, pick your character. Welcome to
How
the
that Harlem
game.
shake? First of all, it's too many.
You already know I'm in the fucking game room, man.
You know what? We all got the same 24 hours.
We're having a banana eating contest right now. The fact that you even made it, you should pat yourself on the back.
Thank you, brother.
Get your flowers, get your flowers.
Get the dollar sign.
Don't forget the dollar
I
sign.
was always listening to music and hearing how it was broken
You
down.
gotta eat a certain amount of bananas and a certain amount of dollars.
Gratitude always mean everything. Welcome to the game room. You can continue off where you finish.
Yeah. Drop your quarters in the slot, pick your character, and welcome to the game room. I'm your host, GSMUZIK. That's GSMUZIK. And today, our special guest is none other than Sean Slaughter.
Oh, y'all, what's going on? What's going on? Man, I'm actually really excited. Like,
We're excited to have you
yeah,
here.
like, I want to talk about the things I'm up to. I want to get the community involved. I want to talk about the games and stuff like that. I hope you got some gaming questions. Cause I
Oh,
told you I'm
yeah,
a gamer.
definitely. Yeah, we
I'm
got
a
that.
PS5 kid, man. Shout out to Call of Duty. My game tag is The Creator.
Okay.
Smoked on the PS5 gamers. Holla at me.
You nice?
Yeah, I'm nice. I'm nice. Now I'm getting better. I'm getting better.
Alright.
My little brother
Have with
nasty.
some people that's nice out there.
Yeah, now my
they
little
gonna
brother
challenge
nasty.
you.
But I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
All right. So, now that we got you here today, how you been? How's everything going?
Man, everything is good, man. Everything is really blessed right now. Like, just living in my purpose, living in my power, trying to bring the community together with the events we hosting.
Right.
And we got some exciting things coming up too. So I'm excited to talk about this shit.
So let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's let the community know a little bit about you.
All right, copy.
All right.
So what's up, y'all? So what y'all want to know? What y'all want to go back in time, man?
Just give them a brief description of who Sean Slaughter is.
Man. First and foremost, Sean Slaughter is one of those happy ass niggas. First and foremost, you ever meet me, I'm gonna be smiling all the time. So
Nice.
like, it's just joy over here, and a lot of poetry and a lot of love for my community. I think those two things really tie hand in hand. A little art and design, a little education, a little community work, and I'm surrounded by people that love me. I wake up every day. You feel me?
That's
so
beautiful.
So
That's
things
beautiful.
like that. I'm like, I gotta be grateful right now for sure.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I wish more people had the privilege of feeling like how you feel.
Oh yeah.
I think it's needed, especially in this time.
Yeah, man.
It's
Yeah,
needed, like-
it's definitely needed, and more importantly, like I needed that shit for myself. You
Right.
feel me? Like, I got the art, I did the traveling, I wrote the books, but all of the stories I talked about was shit that I came from living in East New York. Like,
Right.
we had the Berry niggas, my brother, my moms. We lost a lot, and I
Right.
think all the survival just gave me joy, man. So
Right.
it's like this shit's like I really want to give it to niggas for real.
Right. From
Yeah.
out the darkness came light.
Light, yes, out
Yes,
the darkness
yes.
came light. My dark skin brother, light skin brother.
Yeah. So
Uh,
so with your poetry, how has that like molded you as a person?
Yo, I mean, how's it molded? I feel like it gave me the pathway I needed to see the rest of the world. You know what I mean? Like I feel like when I was just younger, like everybody was going to do the same things. Like they were going to play ball, they were getting in trouble,
Right.
and shit like that. But that was normal because all of us came that way. But I was always writing. I was always curious about language when I was watching Def Poetry Jam and shit. And then I just started writing and I just started following that, and it just led me into creating, into drawing. Then I ended up going to art school, and then everybody's doing art, but I'm also like, okay, what other ways can I express myself? Then I found out about performance. So everybody's doing visual art.
Right.
I'm the only one doing like performance art.
Right.
Like, and it just changed my whole life, bro. Like, it just kept opening other gateways, and I just started wandering through them. Just like, what the fuck is this?
Right. Yes.
Mhm.
But that's good.
And it led me to California, and I lived in LA for 7 years. Yeah.
How was
crazy.
that?
Man, I loved LA.
I've been out there.
Yeah, that shit a vibe.
Yeah.
They
It was a
killed-
little different for me, but
Oh shit, we gonna talk
no,
about
nothing bad.
Oh, yeah,
nothing
yeah.
bad. It's just I've been a lot of places, and after living in New York all my life,
Yeah,
most things to me don't live up to that. You know?
yeah. That's true. I think that's
And
why
not
I
in a
came
bad
back.
way.
No, I understand. As soon as I came back,
Right.
I was outside. I was like, yo, New York changed. Like Like I just wanted to see what the energy
Yeah,
was
New York
about.
definitely changed.
I was everywhere. So I think for me it was like, damn, I had more fun in the last 2 years home than I did in the 7 years in LA. But I loved LA. But this time home, it was
Right.
different. Like I was having the time of my life.
Yeah.
I was back outside.
Oh yeah. If
Yeah.
you would have came maybe a year before that, it would have been quiet.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Uh huh.
It was dead out here. COVID had everything in a frenzy.
Yo, that shit was crazy. I remember watching that shit from LA. That was also the year Pop Smoke died in LA.
Right.
Then Kobe died in LA. Then the pandemic happened. I was like, yo, this is bad omens. I'm out of here. Like,
Not only that, what about global warming when people was actually dying from
the fires and shit.
no the snow and all that.
Oh shit.
You know, freezing out there.
Oh yeah, it was just all kinds of shit happening all the
I
time.
know, it was like crazy.
California got so many different terrains. You got the south, it's like a desert. The middle's like trees, and it's like snow and rain and shit crazy. I was like, I had enough.
It's like living everywhere at once.
Yeah, and I was like, yo, I missed home, to be honest though. Like I'm a New Yorker, so it's like some of the feelings of just seeing home. Like
Right.
yesterday we were 4th of July. We on the rooftop, just looking at the city, and I'm like, this shit mad beautiful, son. Like I love this shit.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. And it's just home. It's home.
And ironic to that, because to me, it seemed like it changed. Because the 4th to me this year was like, I want to say the most slowest. Like,
yeah, I didn't see no real
I mean,
fireworks. Like
all I seen was police lights everywhere. Everywhere you turned, they was there. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of takes from it. Like,
yeah.
you know, but I don't know. Like,
But that's that's Eric Adams. You know what I'm saying? Like that nigga be sicking the dogs on his own people. You
yeah,
know? Like that's
he a dog sicker.
yeah, like he's doing that. So it's just like over policing our neighborhood because he's a policeman.
Right.
So it's like it's just kind of whack, you know. But it does add when I'm thinking about it. But all the people that was on the rooftop was all like black people, even hood niggas. So I was like, niggas,
Yeah,
say,
you're
"We
safe
the
up
block
there,
up
look."
there, right?
You know
Niggas was like, we instead of getting low, we go high.
Right.
Yeah, but it was cool though. It was really cool. But just having those kind of feelings of looking at New York and be like, damn, this is actually home. Like, you know what I mean? Like we kids that just love the city.
Right.
Yeah, and I still do. And it's crazy because one of my newer poems is about my love for the neighborhood, like growing up here and understanding that it's changing. And like you from Harlem, right?
Right. Born and raised.
Born and raised.
Harlem Hospital.
Harlem Hospital, 135th and
Right.
So you know what I mean. So when I'm talking to them in my poetry, I'll be like, I'll say things like, "Our neighborhoods is Zora Neale Hurston reading poetry to Rich Porter until every book during the Harlem Renaissance is paid in full." So like I'm talking about the first writers that came out of Harlem during the Renaissance, Zora Neale Hurston, Langston Hughes.
Right.
But knowing that they walked those blocks, I've read some poetry at Langston Hughes' house on 100 and he lives on 100 and I'm gonna say 27th in Madison.
Right.
If you go over to say Langston Hughes Way, but that's his actual house that he lived in, and you fast forward from the 20s to the 80s,
Listen up, people.
you got AZ, Rich Porter, and
Right.
you know, like the Stars, you know, like the Children of Nicky Barnes and them.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like all sharing the same space with Zora Neale Hurston, Adam Clayton Powell, James Baldwin, Richard Wright, Malcolm X. Like
Right.
we all. So the poem is just saying, yo, I love all of it. I love it from when they had it, and then going to Big L, and then I even say like I could hear Billie Holiday trying to talk in some sense in Azealia Banks, or trying to see Bojangles get sturdy at a block party. Like you know what I mean? Like the idea that it's all connected. Like
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
So are we gonna get the privilege of hearing that?
I got y'all niggas. I got y'all.
I'm sure they want to hear that. You know?
Word. Thank you. But definitely.
But you're inspired. That's good.
Yeah,
You
by
know
the
what I'm
neighborhood,
saying?
because
Right.
this is our home. This is the shit. And I think I can't write shit like that if I'm in LA.
Right.
You know, because I got to worry about living. And that's the thing. And if y'all listening, if y'all move to a new city, I know what it feels like to be a transplant, because you got to worry about how you going to survive. And,
Right.
and you by yourself. You know what I mean? You got to watch folks. You got to do all kinds of things. So all of that takes away from your ability just to sit down and create. So I think me coming home and being in my natural state, like I'm like a fish in water.
Right.
You know, when I was over there, I was a fishing on the sand. You
Right.
know what I mean? Like
A lot of the obstacles is
yeah,
moved out
just
of
move
your
out
way.
the way. I could just
Yeah,
be.
yeah.
Now I could tell the stories I want to tell, and that's when I realized like creating an environment to be myself is the most important.
Right.
Yeah, man.
And this is what people don't realize. Like sometimes I get asked, why do you help people? Like why you help certain people and all that? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I want to see them prosper,
Facts.
but in order for me to actually prosper, sometimes I have to create that around me.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So that energy already pushes you, propels you, you know.
Yeah, that's a fact. And I definitely think when you ask me like how am I or where I'm at, I think I'm at a place where I want to create space for others. Kind of like what you're doing. Like
Right.
you made space for me. Like y'all, this space is mad fucking dope. If y'all could see this shit, nigga got the Ant-Man Quantumania, motherfucking, you know, what is it, Jonathan Majors? That nigga's in jail right now. So oh no, he not. He got Megan Good.
Oh, what?
Yeah, the nigga, you know the nigga that played King and Ant-Man?
Yeah, Kane.
He bagged Megan Good.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
he outside with it. They at
I
Essence
mean,
Fest right now.
he's a top actor right now.
Yeah, but you know they got the
He
case
gonna be
on
the
him.
next Thanos.
Yeah, but they got the case on him. They say he be the white woman.
Oh, what? I ain't know about that.
Yeah,
To be honest,
yeah,
I know they was trying to like ridicule him about how he dressed in one of those magazines.
Oh yeah, they was, but it was a white girl said that he grabbed her or something like that. But they fighting it right now. He's suing her back and stuff like that. But it's crazy, man. It's crazy.
I think like no matter what you do in life, you know what I'm saying. You have to know your targets.
Yeah.
I mean, not your targets, but what you are a target of. You know what I'm
exactly.
saying?
Yeah,
Because
gotta be mindful.
everything has people coming at them. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? She
Yeah.
probably seen a way in, like
Yeah, you
agitated
know,
him.
and
Who
that-
knows? And I'm not.
Yeah.
If he did it, he got an answer to that. You know.
That's a
But
fact. Yeah, you
I'm
never
just saying,
know.
like, when you do certain things in life, you just gotta be careful.
Yeah,
you know what
be
I'm saying?
careful, man, because I want him definitely back in Ant-Man. But yeah, man.
Yeah, how would that be if they take him out? He already,
I know, and
and not just Ant-Man. They setting him up for the Avengers.
yeah, for the Avengers and low key.
Yeah,
low
no,
key.
for the next, he's the next big Thanos. Like, so
Exactly,
it's
that's-
beyond
yeah.
Ant-Man. It just Ant-Man was the introduction.
But it's like, damn, man, he's a black man, so you're just like, damn, like they gonna try to take that from him.
But see, this is what we gotta stop doing. You know what I'm saying? Like man, woman, black, right? Like nah, like people gotta be responsible for their actions. Period. Fuck where he is. You know what I'm saying? If he was wrong, he got an answer for
That's
that.
a fact. That's
If
a
he
fact.
wasn't, she got an answer for that. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? It's just
yeah.
sad that everybody gotta go through that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a fact. You know,
But it's all monopoly.
that's a fact. And you got shit on Monopoly too, the Wakanda Forever.
Oh yeah, you
shit,
see
on the
that, right?
blacklist.
Yeah, you know what I'm
they
saying?
got the-
Look, you know what I'm saying?
But shout out to the space, man. The space is so cool. So I'm glad to be here.
It's supposed to be inviting, you know.
Yeah, nah, I like that. And the Mario, I
I need you to be as comfortable as possible so you can share that story and hopefully inspire somebody else. We trying to save lives out here. You
Yeah,
feel
let's
me?
do it. Let's
You
do
feel
it.
me? We trying to save lives.
So let's talk some positive things in the folks' life.
Let's
man.
do that. So, speaking on art, you know what I'm saying? You said you went to some art schools. What school were those?
Oh yeah. So I went to High School of Art and Design. That's how, you know, Miriam got us here. Shout out to Miriam, y'all.
Yeah,
shout out to Miriam. Shout out to Miriam.
Shout out Miriam.
She got the food. She's selling food. Holla at her. But we went to High School of Art Design together, and then, you know, when I was in art design, I found out about poetry. I actually used to get in trouble a lot. Like, I think it's just a kid from the East. Like,
I think that was all
All
kids,
of
though.
us,
We was
right?
trying to find ourselves.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
well, we got in trouble, but we were in trouble.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We
Yeah.
was just curious,
and
trying to explore the world.
I wrote a poem, and my teachers called me, and they was like, "You did this?" I'm like, "Yeah, they didn't think I did it." So then the AP of English came and got me, and they was like, "I thought I was in trouble. I thought they thought I was plagiarizing or something." But he was like, "No, we think this is good for you. Like, it's a poetry slam."
Right.
I ain't, you know, prior to watching it on HBO back in the day, I haven't seen that kind of art form ever again. And I
Right.
didn't even know it was called spoken word because I was a kid watching this shit. But I just
Right.
was fascinated with how they did the words. And then I ended up doing that poetry slam, and from there I just started doing it. Then ended up going to California, and then I got back into school, went a little later,
Right.
and I went to this art school called Oldest College of Art and Design, and it was just like everything I was doing in high school over, fell in love with designing, and then that's when I realized like it's not just performance art, it's
Right.
fine art. It is product design. It's architecture. It's fashion design. It's illustration. Like all of these kids in our neighborhoods have all this talent.
Right.
And I realized that I wanted to create space for them. Like, how do I get all of them, from the poets to the product designers, under one roof? And that's when I started to like, all right, I'm gonna work for universities. I'm gonna learn how these systems work, so I can start building my own school, my own programming. And the part of the people I'm with now, we're doing that on a more micro level in the community. Like, we're doing poetry events, we're doing facilitating conversations around different themes. There are other opportunities of engaging with the community through education. So I think it's just like, learning about as much information I could get for this eventually future I see for myself.
Nice. So you could pass it on.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta pass the information on so you can keep it.
Yeah, yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
and keep it for all of us too. Like, and I think honestly, I'm talking about it live, and I'm just gonna let the spirit flow. It's like with everything with affirmative action, like how that gave black people equal opportunity or more opportunity to get into college because they knew it was systematic and preventing us from going. Now they eliminated that. That's gonna make it harder for us to get into college even now.
Right.
But the flip side is we got our own universities.
Nice.
We got our own shit.
Nice.
Instead of us always trying to migrate this shit, let's bring them over here.
Right.
And I want to do art and design at the HBCUs. That's the goal. That's why I'm like sticking in these art schools. I've been in art school my whole life, so I really know it from a high school level to a college level to a master's level, from an operations standpoint. So like, how do I take all that information and then go bring it to our black schools, so all those kids that want to do art and design that look like us don't gotta feel out of place in these white spaces that don't want us there. So it's like,
right,
I gotta go get my people out of the hood and bring them into the art spaces. And I was doing that when I was in LA. When I told you about the kid, he was in my class. Nigga could sing and fucking dance, and he was nice. He was beating on the shit like that. Yeah, singing and shit. A little crip, little kid.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm about to take these niggas to the radio station. I went out there like 9 o'clock at night in 60s. I kid you not. What was that? Southwestern and motherfucking Imperial on a late night.
Yeah.
These little niggas was deep. It's kind of like, imagine walking into like Foster or Polo Grounds on a Saturday night in the summer and everybody outside.
Right.
And you don't know nobody.
Right.
You know niggas is going up and down you. And you walking in the middle of the basketball court where niggas is at. On a late night.
Yeah.
Tell me a nigga not gonna say
Tension.
something. Tension.
So much
OD,
tension.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
And you dolo.
Right.
So niggas gonna look at you up and down. It's the same energy over there. Every hood's the same.
Right.
But I'm from that energy. Growing up in East New York, we know what that feel like, because we either the niggas on the court or gotta walk through the P's to get to a shorty crib, and you gotta walk past these niggas.
Facts.
So you know the energy. So it's like I'm not shook because I know this shit.
Right.
So that offsets them niggas. They're like, whoa. And I'm like, yo, I'm gonna take son to the movie theater. They're like, nah, he good. But it's like a spirit of us that we know. Like, I think what happens is that we forget the niggas in the hood could be geniuses as well, with the same energy that the hood makes us. So that's what I'm trying to take and put in art and design.
Cause when we was younger, they was telling us we was stupid or dumb.
But we were really smart and creative.
They was blocking us.
Yeah, that's why I went in the hood to get that kid, because I saw the genius starting to flash. You ever see Goku, like when a nigga turns Super Saiyan, the nigga like, it's like going back and forth. When little niggas start creating, I could see the genius in them flashing. But we gotta push them to transform the Super Saiyan.
No, that's a fact.
And sometimes
they can't see their own potential.
Yeah, but that means you gotta go get them though.
Right.
They not gonna come to you. So you gotta be built to go in a nigga hood on a late night to grab a kid by the neck and be like, come on, we going to pull your talent out.
And the sad part is, it ain't too much of that going on no more, you know?
Yeah,
like,
but
we had that when we was growing up.
Yeah.
But that's not going on no more, you know?
That's what I'm trying to change, man.
You know, they done stuck a fork in between that.
Yeah. And it's getting smaller and smaller with gentrification, pushing us deeper, making it even harder for us. And then the people that are coming to these neighborhoods are not from there, so they can't look at the kids that are on a corner throwing a football with dirty tank tops on, and understand that there's a genius there. They're coming from somewhere else. They don't know what that apartment smell like when they come home with your mom's walking in and out. There's perm from the hair. They don't know the very fine details of the life that we live. So how could they see themselves in these kids?
Right.
But the niggas that's from New York that could understand. That's why I came back, because I had a vision.
Right.
And I started to study, like, what was happening in the New York school systems. There were money that the government had for art and design,
Right.
all the way going back from the blackout in '77. That's when college stopped being like free.
Right.
And they took all that money that was for art and design and gave it to like math and shit. And it's now you gotta fucking have an outside organization, like a nonprofit, to come into the school and teach art after school. There's no art class
For the
from
actual school.
from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. when your kid is in class. There's
Right.
not one art period. That shit is gone.
Wow.
They taking that money and using it for math and science. They think that art is not important.
Or they trying to steal the creativeness.
Or trying to steal the creativeness.
Something.
So when I see that, that's why I'm such a strong advocate for building my own school and figuring that out and building the schools that we have already, because it's just like it's so many niggas I knew growing up that were so talented, that was teaching me how to draw, that was fucking nice, and them niggas just
Right.
faded into the project building, and they still there. You know, just behind the building, they smoke, they do this shit, they go to work, come back, chill. And I'm like, that nigga was the nicest.
Focus.
He
Yeah.
could have been Picasso or something. So I'm always gonna think there's geniuses in the hood.
Yeah.
I can't, you know what I'm saying? Like that's just where God told me. When I felt that in LA, I was like, it's time to go. I need to go home.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I need to go home. Yeah.
Well, you back.
Yeah,
You back.
we back. With a genius himself.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Yes,
you
sir.
back. You know? And we welcome you back.
Thank you,
know what I'm
thank
saying?
you.
Harlem is always open arm.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? We don't want to talk about the other side. Everybody can get, because everybody can get there. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But, you know, not everybody can embrace you.
Yeah, that's
You
a
know what I'm
fact. That's a
saying?
fact.
Like-
And I used to when we was growing up in the East, I used to come up to Harlem all the time. Like I had my homies. My homie grandma's past gave the apartment to his big sister and him.
Yeah.
Sister probably like 18. He like 16. They throwing house parties in like 07
Yeah.
at Lenox Terrace. I'm mobbing up there with my brothers and shit. We vibing. We having a good time. My man from Harlem. We in Lenox Terrace and the pipe with the sister in the bathroom. This little hood shit, right? And I was like, yo, this is the best ever. I loved Harlem for that. I loved it.
Yeah.
Shout out to my boy.
And his sister.
And his sister.
No wonder them bathroom selfies is so popular.
That's hilarious.
That's hilarious.
Shout out.
Yo, because I can't understand that one. I just
Yeah.
can't. I don't
Yeah,
get it.
yeah.
It's like, what is it like? It's like finding beauty in the most dirtiest place. Like, I don't get that concept, but it is what it's famous.
Yeah. I
It's
guess
so
that's
popular.
some people. That's where they only can find a mirror.
They only can find a mirror, right? Oh man.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
hilarious.
that is
That's
right.
not
It's like,
real.
yo, who came up with that? who want to take credit for that one? I started it first.
Yeah.
This shit is crazy. Oh man. So the school you teach at, what school is that?
So I work at a school called Parsons School of Design. I don't teach, but I oversee a program
All right.
that is helping like literally the kids from our neighborhoods, from the neighborhood, able to take college credits while they're still in high school. So by the time they graduate high school, they're already ahead. And if they complete the program, there's a lot more benefits. We'll employ them. We'll give them so many opportunities. The university will support them financially to meet those gaps in tuition. So it's like there's a lot of things that are like really benefits, and they don't have to pay for anything. So we literally have like kids from New York, from this inner city, with us from 10th grade in high school all the way up to graduate school, all in the same space, working to create things together. And I love that because it was like, you know, it's part of what I want to do. Is to make sure kids from my neighborhood that have a genius in them are cultivating that. And I love the work that I do.
And we appreciate you for that.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you.
You know what I'm
my brother.
saying?
Yeah.
You
Shout
could
out
be
to all those
destroying,
kids.
you know what I'm saying? But you building.
Yeah.
So we appreciate that.
We gotta build, man. We definitely have to build. We need
That's a
our own
fact.
things because they keep taking shit from us. First, they took away in Florida.
They taking shit we don't even have.
Yo, they took away the what was it, Black Studies? Like you can't even study your own history in Florida. And now they're taking away affirmative action. They just more shit is just getting stripped away from us. You know, like
Shit, they took Father's Day.
yeah. Right. They took Father's Day.
Did you see last Father's Day?
What happened?
Nothing. I said this shit is crazy.
Oh, niggas don't have nothing. That's the point.
Nothing.
Come on, fathers.
Yo,
Where y'all
I seen
at?
one of those what do they call those? The dust ball that be in the desert.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They said that's.
I seen one of them.
Oh, going down 8th Avenue on 116th, right there.
That's a
top of that,
fact.
in the early morning. Shout out
Right
to
past Rite Aid, you know.
You're right,
Ain't
the
no
Rite
way
Aid
there
and
to
the
get a card
Starbucks.
or nothing.
Yo, I went over there. What is it? You know what a Starbucks? I think that's 118th.
Right.
And it's that little supermarket shit.
The new supermarket.
The new supermarket. I was tight, bro, going in there.
Wow.
Because it was early morning, right? I'm going to the park on 119th in Morningside to go ball.
Right.
In a little park right there. It's like 8, 9 o'clock in the morning. Ain't no bodegas, bro. I wanted just a bacon, egg, and cheese, or just a turkey grill
Right.
on a sandwich, so I could bust down before I go. Like, you know, I was early in the morning. I'm hungry. I go in the supermarket. They like, nah, we don't make sandwiches. I'm like, that's the first time growing up here.
Right.
Associated,
don't make a
super key food.
Right.
They all gonna have the Spanish nigga that's gonna be back there making a sandwich. So it's
Right.
like, damn, these
Get your
niggas.
chips and your soda.
Yeah, like they really. And then I'm like, there's literally no corner store up. If you think about it, from 116th to like 120th or 125th on 8th Avenue, no bodega there.
Right.
Well, I'm gonna get a bacon, egg, and cheese or a morning breakfast sandwich real quick. Bust it half down, ball real quick, and a little water or something.
Right.
There was nothing. You know what I had to do?
What?
I went to Starbucks.
Oh, you had to get a Starbucks bacon egg?
Starbucks bacon egg. That shit was bullshit, bro.
I think they. No, I don't want to say that. I don't want to say that.
That was some
I'm
bullshit.
about to say they shit like the the little sandwiches that come out the plastic.
Yeah.
Just heat it up.
Yeah, that's what they gave me. I was
They
tight.
ain't cooking shit.
And that shit was nasty, bro.
Yeah.
That shit was nasty. And I was like, damn, I couldn't even just get a bacon, egg, and cheese.
They specialize in coffee.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah,
I'm
right. Because they got the coffee shops right there. And I'm like,
Right.
yo, this shit is wild. But it don't reflect our culture.
No, I don't.
It's like they don't even, businesses that are coming here is not even trying to take in consideration the population that have been here. And it's like one of the things that Miriam said to me that kind of disturbed me too. But she was like, damn, I never go to, when I told her I would go play ball there, she was like, oh, you should never go there. Because back in the day, it was just filled with crackheads. The shits wasn't paved down. But it wasn't until white people moved in that they fixed it up.
That's everywhere.
I know, but what that says is that they never gave a fuck about us, that they knew it was there, and that to
That's everywhere.
dehumanize us. And we can't even voice that. We just like, oh, that's just, I don't even go because it's fucked up. But you got to think about, like, the constant reminder that they don't give a fuck about you. And in the moment a new population moves in, they clean up the park for them so they can feel safe. When we've been there for like 20 years, my aunt Laura used to live across the street. God bless her dead. Literally on this block, 117th, between 8th and Manhattan, right across the street. I was coming here as a kid. And it's like, we used to go to that park and be shook. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? That's a clear indicator they never gave a fuck about us, bro, the neighborhood. So that's why I wrote the poem about that shit too. It's just like, damn, man. Yeah.
And after we return, we gonna hear that poem from you, all right?
Oh, shit.
All right, now a word from our sponsor. Today's episode of The Game Room is brought to you by none other than Make My Fish.
Hey, what up, baby? Yo, let me get my regular.
Make My Fish, an established staple in the community, can be located at 120 West 116th Street between Malcolm X Boulevard and Adam Clayton Powell. If you're a Harlem night, you know that to be Lenox and 7th Avenue. The number is 917-388-3138. So if you're ever hungry or find yourself in the heart of Harlem, stop on in. There's more than enough, because here the saying is, don't be shellfish. Now back to our show. Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your long hair.
What's going on? What's going on?
Yeah, so we back. So what I ain't tell you is, I'm a poet myself. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You feel me?
Yo, there's a poet everywhere, man. We like
Feel me?
superheroes, man. You don't know. We take the chest off, show it, and it be nice.
Yeah, you feel me? I've been writing. I
Yeah.
wrote like 2 books.
Yeah. Tell me more.
I never
about those.
published it though.
Okay. But you had the books up here. At the
No, I
top.
wrote them. I actually
you wrote 'em?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
man.
I wrote them out and lost it.
You want to know something crazy too? Like I also design books.
Oh, what?
So I've published 3 books of my own, but I also design them too because when like I
Where
went,
can they find the books?
you can find them on Amazon. Type in Sean Slaughter. The book is called Self, Typographic Journey. The other one is called Fuckboy. You know, just for the
Okay.
ladies to understand the man's mindset of why he's so lustful of things. Talk about the history. Then the first
Oh, he out here giving out secrets.
ah shit. And then the first book is called Pendulum Play. My brother was killed in the playground, so it's just about the spirit just swinging on a swing. But when the swing just moves by a
Right.
ghost, it becomes an object of eternity. That's how we look at death. So the book is just about my brother.
Okay, y'all.
Yeah,
Y'all
yeah,
can go get that.
yeah. Word, word, word.
That's nice. That's nice.
Uh huh.
So you ain't published no poetry book?
Those are all three is poetry
They
books.
all poetry.
They're
All
all
right.
poetry books, and they incorporate little visual art, like little illustrations and graphic design, photography. Because I also wanted it to feel like the books I looked up to. Like I grew up watching Double
Yeah.
XL, The Source, like those things. I remember having like they used to have like Nas face imposed as a Sphinx
Right.
back in the day. So when I'm looking at these images, I'm like a man in the Sphinx, but it's an album cover. I was looking at the way they used the lettering for Nas, trying to draw that.
Right.
And then I was like, and then I love rap, so I was like, where do language and design meet? And I realized like books, so I just started designing all these poetry books that look like magazines, that look like the Double XL, that look like,
Right.
shit like that. But it's poetry though.
Right.
But it's still what I know. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a book of poetry and the Source magazine
Right.
coming together. The Source poetry. Ooh, I might do that.
Source poetry.
Yo, I might do
Nice.
that.
See, you in a creative space right now.
Yeah, you give me guys. Yeah,
Flowing. It's flowing. It's flowing right
we
through.
got have the book release right in here.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, speaking on the poetry and all that, because we all still waiting on you to recite a poem.
Copy.
You feel me?
Yes, sir.
Especially one that means so much to you.
Yeah. Being in the neighborhood, being uptown. I'm definitely gonna do that too. And yeah, listen, if you like what you guys hear when I spit this poem, I definitely want to talk more about something called Friday Night Soul. So grab your tickets, follow my Instagram. All that. I gotta do a little shameless plug. and shit.
Okay, nah, you
Can I do the
good.
shameless
You
plug?
just did it.
Yeah,
You
follow me on
got it.
Instagram. Nah, but yeah, the poem is definitely about my love for the neighborhood and definitely just being uptown too as well. Yeah, yeah. You want me to spit it now?
Yes, go
Oh shit, yeah. Yo, if you from New York, and you listening to this shit, I need y'all to go yeah. That's. I wonder if they would actually do that. That's so interesting. I'm like, all right, man. All right, here it goes. It's like I'm also such a joyful spirit too, so I'm
There you
just like,
go.
happy as
Yeah.
shit. Let's see. I want to imagine our hood as beautiful as an old gospel, with the elders, with their voices filled with Jim Crow, would sing of a city where the streets are paved in gold. Every time I would exit the subway station on 145th Street, I would see those biblical songs embodied, and I'll be reminded that our hood is a biblical hymn. It is a living testimony of the stories told from the mouth of a saxophone that our home is Zora Neale Hurston reading poetry to Rich Porter until every book that was written during the Harlem Renaissance is paid in full. Our neighborhoods are filled with the ghosts of gangsters that will come from out of the grave and haunt gentrification. My projects that I grew up in will always be my oasis. Open fire hydrants splashing heat on our summer bodies. When I got older and wiped the water in childhood from my eyes, I realized that our neighborhoods needed a baptism because the block is hot, the block is underdeveloped, the block is a war zone. It can make walking alone feel like an act of bravery, like the fear of being assaulted feel like a spider crawling down your neck. I remember when them niggas jumped me, turned my teenage aggression and fist into flames before the guns were drawn, before the bullet that was placed inside my brother's skull became a bouquet of flowers. I always looked at my hood like it was a garden. Because despite it all, I will always love my hood. I would always love the smell of jerk chicken. I will always love the sound of niggas screaming, yeah, echoing through the ghetto like sonar, like how 125th Street is filled up with so much shea butter and fucking scented oils that it could fill the Yankee Stadium. I'm reminded about how magical we are, like how when the moonlight hits our brown bodies, it turns us into the blues, like how the South Bronx had gave birth to hip hop, how Harlem had became a small concentration of secular sound. I could see Rakim reading his raps to Ralph Ellison. I could hear Billie Holiday trying to talk some sense in Azealia Banks or Bojangles trying to get sturdy at the block party. How music had turned and captured our pain of blackness like colonialization. This is a sonic reconstruction of our neighborhood. Because I could see rose petals flowing out of every project building. I could see every block paved in gold until all of us rejoices in revival. I could hear our ancestors singing from the bottom of the ocean, telling us to go deeper into our faith. I am talking about an architectural healing where the street lights that are shaped like hanging saxophones will guide our children home because even the block could glow in the dark. There it is, man.
Ladies and
Yeah.
gentlemen, Sean Slaughter.
Yeah. Yeah. What's going on?
That was nice. That was
Thank you,
definitely
Come on,
nice.
thank you,
That
my
was
brother.
nice.
Thank you for that. That's for the hood.
Thank you
man.
for gracing us with that.
Nah, I appreciate
feel
that,
me?
man. Yeah.
That was beautiful. That was definitely beautiful.
Thank you.
Now tell them about the event.
Oh yeah. So, an event that we host every fourth Friday or last Friday of the month called Friday Night Soul, and is presented by Creative Soul House. It's a team of folks. It is myself. It is Brittany Barker, our founder and creator, one of the dopest poets in the world right now, and Amani Wanaru. He is a brilliant. He's actually a public defender, like criminal defender, like a lawyer, just a brother with a good heart, and the three of us are all trying to curate like this space to bring poets back into the fold and just get off and get their poetry out there. So it's been a real beautiful experience so far.
Shout out to
Yeah.
y'all
Yeah.
three like heroes. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
yeah, the three of us, man, like the three-headed goat, man. You gotta play three-headed goat by Lil Baby, Polo G, and Chi-Town Zone, Lil Durk. But yeah, man. But the goal is to kind of just bring the poets that have been, either dormant with life or some that are still traveling and rocking the world. Um, the Emmy Award winning poets that have been on Def Poetry Jam with Spike Lee, Russell Simmons, Youth Poet Laureates, and even just the kid on the block that's just spitting. We really try to bring so different levels and diversity to the poetry experience because it's like a lot of people have either forgotten about it or it's being hyper commercialized within its own community. So it's like we're not trying to be commercial, we're trying to be authentic.
Right.
So but we also want it to be appealing to everyday people like whoever that just want to hear a good word.
Right.
Like, so it's like, we're trying to get everybody, man. We're trying to get everybody.
No, that's nice.
Yeah, to come through those doors. Yeah.
So other than on the game room,
Uh-huh.
right? Which is like it. You
Yes,
know what I'm
sir,
saying?
yes,
Where
sir.
else can they find you at?
Okay. You can find me in the club. Bottle full of bug. You can find me in the club. Nah, I just play. We outside? What? Y'all acting like y'all not outside.
We outside.
We outside, right? Stop playing.
Facts.
But you can find me on Instagram, Sean C Creative, or Sean Creative with 2 C's is the best way. And from there, or you can follow Creative Soul House on Instagram. There are so many things that we're up to. There's so many new events that are coming. We got our annual event, our second annual coming up.
Right.
Then there is a night class, which is about different themes. This one is beyond the binary. It's for those that are identified with the LGBTQ plus community, and are also redefining what their pronouns. I hope I'm saying it right. I hope I'm not fucking this shit up. But it's for beyond the binaries. Before we talked about body, before we talked about masculinity and friendship, there's so many different things, and that's all from the mind of Brittany Barker. Brittany's a genius. Like when she puts her mind to things, she's trying to get everybody included in these conversations. So follow I am Brittany Barker too on Instagram. Yeah. Gotta shout out the team. You know what I'm saying?
You forgot one.
And Amani the poet. You right. Well, he's like he's grinding.
He's
He's
low
grinding.
key.
Yeah,
Low
he's
key.
grinding. Yeah.
Yeah, and you also was on HBO, right?
Yeah, I was. We did that. We did that a minute ago. We got an opportunity to compete in New York City, like in the 5 poets that won that competition at the Apollo Theater right here in Harlem.
Right.
Go on to a national competition and compete against poets from all around the world, and we won that.
And HBO followed.
And HBO documented that. Yeah, we were on season 2, so there's 2 seasons. The first season,
What was the name of it?
it's called Brave New Voices.
Brave New Voices.
Yes.
Brave New Voices on HBO.
Yes.
Right.
So yeah, and then we got to do that experience, and that was beautiful because it was like we was in LA, like we got to be on stage with like Common and Tyler Kweli and shit like that. We were just jumping up and down, but it was definitely life changing for sure. Yeah.
Sometimes, I think that's what people are missing, like those experiences, because it molds you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It builds character, and a lot of people is really lacking that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, it's not like, I can't say, most of the stuff they doing is purposely.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's becoming habit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like the behaviors that people is displaying and all that. And today's time, you know what I'm saying, is not like a conscious thought. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like what you have with your associates, how y'all trying to help people. That's a conscious thought.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You have to be aware yourself to
Yeah.
even be in a position to want to help somebody,
Yeah.
let alone actually help them. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah, and and we need some reminders to look within. I think for me, I used to be like, yo, do I really want to look within? You know what I'm saying? And deal with all the things that may come up. But when I finally did and started working on those things, that's when I started to realize it wasn't never that big in the first place.
I mean, and at the end of the day, it can
Yeah.
only help you.
Yeah, right?
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
we fear actually, like we want to become the best us, but we fear it.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
there's
Because
also a lot of responsibility with being your best.
right, but then how can you actually say you want that, love
Yeah.
yourself and all that, and never go into that?
I
that
mean, it's the
step?
same thing. Like, damn, I want a PlayStation, but they never buy it. Like
That's not the same thing.
I think people want change, but they don't know how to go about it, or
All
they're
right,
afraid
so
to go about it.
in the case of that, I agree, right?
Yeah,
But in us becoming a better us, it shouldn't be in a want. It's a
Yeah.
need. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
exactly.
Like how you need to wake up every day and go to that job so you can get paid.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
sure.
How you need to make sure you put food on the table to provide for your family. Like, certain things, like especially when it comes to self, you need to do certain
Yeah.
things. You know what I'm saying? Like I might not like it, I might not want to do it, but I need. You know
Yo,
what I'm
that's
saying? Like
that's like there's like a path. There's like 2 paths for us as people. And I'm thinking about this as you say this, like changing my fucking mind right now.
go ahead.
It's
Let
like,
me hear this.
yo, like the need is there, and it should be something we desire, but we only get to the need when we hit rock bottom because we need it. But what was distracting us, the things that we want. It's
Right.
like literally we're in these battles between the things that we want and the things that we need, but we always choose what we want,
Right, over what we need.
but if we desire the things that we need as much as the things
Things
that
we
we
want.
want, if you just want to need,
Right.
just the thought of wanting to need something. You know what I mean? Like we need to desire the thought of needing.
And you know the sad part? Someone somewhere is hearing this right now, and they like, yo, that's so right, and they ain't gonna do nothing.
I know, cause they don't want the need enough.
Right.
Like you gotta really want. But the time when we want what we need is only when we're in dire situation.
But why though? And that's not
Yeah.
even, that's like in
Because
every,
we know what we need is right for us.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you sick, you're gonna need to get better, right? But you could have prevented that, or whatever the case may be. It's all through the fabric of our choices. It's like, yo, we like, how do we desire what we need? But we have to choose what we actually need,
Right.
and that's the part that's hard for people. Like, how do we know what we need when we don't know what we need.
Right. We don't even know who we are.
Exactly.
Not saying us per se, but most people, they're not even taking out the time to figure out
Oh
themselves.
my
Like,
God! But we need God, man. We need love. We need like just righteousness to hold on to. Cause I think.
I think what we really need,
Go ahead, go break it down.
you know what I'm saying?
Break
Like,
it down, son.
I really don't want to get into it. You know
Come
what I mean?
on, break it down. He sat up. He back straight. No, you about to drop some knowledge.
Nah, but I think what we really need though is to just mind our business. Like,
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? That's where the distraction comes in because
Yeah.
we're too concerned with everything. And I got a dog, right? Bezel. Shout out to Bezel. You know what I'm saying? And watching him and his curiosity for the world, you know what I'm saying? It just makes things so much clearer when you look at it from a broader aspect.
Yeah.
Like, yo, we're that. Like, we're not the dog, but we're that curiosity. You know what I'm saying? We're sniffing everything. We want to jump on everything. We want to hump everything, scratch, except for do what we need to do to take care of ourselves. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
but you know, minding other people's business is a distraction from their business.
right,
Ooh, that's a pastor line. In
right,
the name of Jesus.
right.
You know what I'm saying? It's
Because if
minding-
if I'm focused on what you're doing, how can I be focused on what I'm doing?
Exactly. But there's a reason why they're not focusing on what they're doing. They're not just doing that because
Because they don't like it. They're
because they're
uncomfortable.
absent-minded.
And they're uncomfortable.
No, there's an uncomfortability with pulling back and acknowledging the business that you need to tend to.
Or they're uncomfortable with the level of I don't want to say success, but maybe that.
Yeah,
You know,
all of it.
they're uncomfortable with where they're at in life. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And instead of using that uncomfortability to propel them forward, you know, they allow it to hinder them and
Yeah.
hold themselves back. So, like I said, if we learn to mind our business more,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, and stop worrying about what this person is getting, who they with,
Yeah.
what they're doing, and so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? Even without us solely focusing on ourselves, we'll start seeing things that need to be done.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
because you're
saying?
not focusing on that. And it's like when you're not looking at that that's distracting you, everything is made clear.
Right. Because now you have to.
When you get out the distractions, everything you need to do becomes clear.
Right.
Oh shit. It's crazy.
So
Talking
sometimes.
about myself right now.
Yeah, I know. Look,
I'm like, yeah.
about to put that into a poem.
Yeah, right, yo, right.
You feel me? Like, but yeah, I think most of us that are creative, we kind of have that, even without even knowing it. You know, so
Yeah.
like we see what's going on in the world, but we're not distracted by it.
Yeah.
You know, we might use it as a canvas. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? We might use it as inspiration. We might use it as a guideline to something more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but now we're into like another stratosphere of mindset, right? There are people that are distracted and they don't focus on what they're doing. But then there's another stratosphere of energy where it's like when we are focusing on what we're doing, like we're excited about the things that we're making. We're seeing it actualize. And that gives us like focus.
Right.
No longer is like you know what I mean? You don't want any distraction because the distractions doesn't feel good as manifesting your dream.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like we're chasing the highest high, you know?
Right.
And the high used to be outside with shorties and all that, but now the new high is the success, like the completion of a project, you know,
Right.
a new video dropping or a new poem going up. You know, now it's like, you know, you start to taste the inspiration and to me that's where God is, like, because it's keeping you away from the things that will hinder your potential and your purpose is actually manifesting itself.
Right.
Now it's like that's why I want people to get to because it's also magical on that side. Like that side is like beautiful because it could change literally. It could change your whole fucking environment, your whole life. Like you're a kid, it's just in the neighborhood, and you just drawing and you focus. And you're not outside, you creating. It's like I don't know. That feeling is really good. And then the curiosity again, because now you like, yo, what is this shit? And then you start to think you could take over that shit because you just came from that shit.
Right.
And then you just keep doing that over and over and over. It's like, it's a trickle down effect.
Just like an artist, right? To me, like I think they almost have it because they focus on their craft, right? You have to get nice at what you do
Yeah.
with the painting and all that. And that type of time and focus allows you to be more into yourself. You know what I'm saying? And not so much of what's being the distraction that's around you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The only thing with that is like financially, they don't meet that quota. You feel me?
Yeah.
So it creates a burden or almost a question mark of, is this something I should be doing?
Yeah.
Which once again brings a whole nother distraction. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah. But that's why
I don't know if it's like designed like that to create a humbleness inside that individual.
no, it's just we gotta find more resources for kids to let that out instead of feeling like because life is pulling them in so many different directions that they can't operate in that creative space.
But how do you do that?
We gotta, I mean, shit, we gotta go in there, shit. Like the spook that's out by the door. Like you gotta go in there, shit, get the information and bring it back to our people. That's literally the definition of a term called organic intellectual.
Right, and we talking about a whole nother generation.
Yeah.
Because by the time you go through that process, that information is going to be passed to you. You feel what
Exactly.
I'm saying?
Yeah,
Is
but-
you're not saving that group. We need solutions for now.
Yeah, no, like it is there. It is there. It's like for me, it was like the art. Like when I was in the East going through the P's or whatever the case may be, the projects to see shorties or basketball tournaments or whatever, even going skating. Like you remember it was Skate Key back in
Yeah,
the
right.
day? Yeah, I had Skate Key. We had Empire.
All right.
You remember Empire?
Yeah.
Niggas used to have mad fun all the time. But soon as you come out, it's like a fucking death trap.
Right.
You gotta
Yeah,
dodge.
they waiting for you.
Niggas
Yeah,
is
yeah.
waiting for you. It's like you ever play tag or steal a bacon, you gotta run through
That's a
niggas.
fact. Yeah, yeah.
You booking the niggas trying to book you. Like, you know what I mean? Cause there's no other resources and no other place to go. But imagine instead of going there, like you could go to an art studio or an actual fashion runway show. You know what I mean?
Need a
Or
boot camp for artists.
yeah, that's what I'm trying to build a school for artists that are in our neighborhood so we could do this. So
No, but it can't be here,
I can't.
unfortunately.
And not New York, yeah.
Distraction.
It is
know
mad
what I'm saying?
distraction.
You need some place where they can go away, like how they had Job Corps and all that other shit.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Where their whole environment, 24 hours is based on that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Sad to say, like it has to be based on that.
Yeah, but we need like
But then with that, you gotta take away all the fears. Like, you know what I'm saying? Who's gonna take care of me? How I'm gonna do this, and that, in order to create that actual.
we got so many hurdles as a people, man. It's like they create all these things. But that's what makes us resilient. And despite all of it, we're going to create some shit and it's going to be fire. But the art that we create also reflects that kind of living experience. And then when that art goes out into the world, we all resonate with it because it's like, damn, I do that too. It's like the more that we create or teach young people to create from within themselves, that's going to make their art more relatable to the larger world. So it's like, I want to like show artists how to be authentic. Like, and how to truly be themselves. Don't write for anything else. Don't try to write to escape poverty. You know what I mean? Like, write your story. Tell your truth. Because it's not only, like, more heartfelt from your audience, it's also transformative within yourself.
Right.
Because it's helping you analyze. And it's like a gift to us. Like, I really think this shit is sacred. Like, it's like divine power. It's like, you know what I mean? You write about what's going on inside. That shit will live with you forever as a mantra to remind you of the power. Like that's powerful, son. Like it's like scripture. Like niggas is writing scripture.
No, that's a fact.
So, damn, that's a bar too. Ah, shit, I got mad bars
About to
tonight.
go into rapping.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think we'll get it one day.
I think so too.
And if we don't, guess
we
what?
keep trying. We're gonna keep trying.
It
There's
wouldn't
always-
matter. We'll be going.
Yeah, but we're gonna leave something to the next generation, you know? Like God willing.
Hopefully not technology.
Yeah, nah, technology. Like
Saying I can see about 3 generations from now, people ain't even gonna be walking around no more.
yeah, they just got approved for flying cars.
No, not. I mean, like leaving their house. They're just gonna be in their
Oh,
bed.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You watch Black Mirror?
No.
Oh, you gotta watch Black Mirror, son. It's on
that about?
Netflix. it's like these futuristic, like near future experiences
Yeah.
that has a dark twist on technology. And it have like the shorty who played Shuri, the Black Panther.
Right.
She started in that shit. That her shit is called the Black Museum. It's like she's in this museum shit and she's trying to connect with her father, but the museum is like this like us crazy. It's mad
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
But it's
I'm
all
gonna
tech.
check it out.
Yeah, but the first time I saw the Black Panther girl, like she was
Right.
in that shit going crazy, and I'm
Oh,
like,
before the
right before Black Panther, yeah, it dropped right before. So like, check out Black Panther. Like, I mean, not Black Panther. Yeah, of course, Black Panther. Shut up. But Black Mirror.
Black Mirror.
Yeah, that shit is good. Definitely talk about that shit. This shit, it's all thinking pieces too, and it's shot really well. And they got famous actors playing in it.
Right.
It's like a big thing, low key.
So, being that you in the
Ah, yeah,
game
yeah,
room,
yeah.
right?
Yes.
What's your favorite gaming station?
Oh, I got the PS5, man.
PS5.
Yeah,
So
PS5.
PlayStation is your go-to
Yeah,
system.
yeah. I got the setup in the crib with the LED lights. I got
Yeah,
the little
yeah.
headphones and shit.
Yeah,
I be logged
we
in.
got PS5. We got PS5.
Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely got that. But you no Xbox?
Nah, no Xbox, man. I'm like only Apple. Like, you got an Android?
No, I got Apple.
Oh, I was about to flame you.
I got two apples.
Ah, yeah.
I got a bunch of apples.
Yeah, right. But I never really liked Xbox like that. Like, of course they had Halo and shit, but I don't know, the PS5 for me and Call of Duty, the graphics, and the Spider-Man shit. I think they
Yeah,
might
I got
be
Spider-Man. Yeah.
Yo, you know they coming out Spider-Man 2?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think the one I got is Miles Morales.
Yes, the Spider-Man 2 got the first Spider-Man one, Peter
Right.
Parker and Miles Morales in the game. And
Okay.
they fighting together to stop like all the villains and
I'm
shit.
still trying to get a hang of that web swing.
Oh yeah, on the Miles Morales. But that shit is hard though, like swinging
It
through
is,
Harlem
though.
and
Yeah,
shit.
Yeah, that shit is.
I be like, and I be trying to go like, you know, like the little circle on one, or what is that, 1/10 and 1/8?
Yeah.
And the video game, they have that
the
shit.
roundabout?
The roundabout, yeah, they got
yeah.
that in Miles Morales. So I'm swinging, I'm like, oh, I'm swinging over the block.
Nah, that's
Yeah,
fire.
I like that. That's fun. But I definitely love gaming though right now. I definitely play often. Yeah.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Nintendo was, I think that was the first gaming system.
Oh
I got.
yeah. Yo, Nintendo 64 was the craziest.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if y'all niggas remember GoldenEye.
Oh, GoldenEye, yeah, definitely.
Remember Odd Job, the short thing with the golden? Yo,
That's a
nah, that, like, to me, that's just so throwback. But I definitely, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, yup, yup. Yo, man. So I wish they would, like, bring that game back, like, that specific one, GoldenEye, to, like,
So do you think the violence got more graphic?
yeah, definitely. I think there is
I mean, to the point where it seemed like they're promoting it?
I think, I don't know, I can't say if they're promoting it or not, because if they are promoting it, it wasn't targeting me in a way. But maybe it is, because it's showing up in TikTok and shit like that. So maybe they are.
I mean, you said Call of Duty.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Like,
I do think what I think, not with the promotion part, but I do think it has a psychological effect on people, because there was an incident, and was it in Buffalo with the Tops at the grocery store, the mass shooting.
oh yeah.
The white dude went inside a black supermarket and started shooting people with an assault rifle, and it had nigga written
On the rifle?
on the nose of the rifle, and like white paint or some shit, right?
Yeah.
And I saw like the video, like, and it was disturbing as fuck. And I'm thinking, like, you know, kind of these kids that are playing these shooting games are literally like shooting, and they might want to get the idea to actually
Right, because
experience
what about
it.
if it's a kid that's not like that?
Yeah,
Then he gets on this game and he excels.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like, to the point where we already live in a time where we're easily influenced by,
Yeah.
you know what
yeah.
I'm saying? Movies, TVs, Instagram, and so on and so forth. So now he starts believing that he can actually be this once he get that in his hand. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's what I think. What happened with the shooter, like these mass shootings? I think I wouldn't be surprised. Again, this is just a guess.
Right.
That they may be playing video games like that, and it triggers their evil intent or some shit. You know?
Yeah, because like when I was growing up, you know, it's safe to say that games was in the process of, like, I grew up in the game era.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it was still a beginning, so it was like You know, they was still playing with it. They was
Yeah.
trying to figure it out. It wasn't as graphic.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah,
I'm
true.
saying?
Yeah,
And I think more games was catered to actual fun.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And as time went on, you know, you could even think about radio. Like, I remember times where you couldn't even hear certain words on the radio.
You want to know something too, right?
Yeah.
On the flip side, with the cartoons back in those days,
Yeah, same
they
thing.
used to be dark. Like they used to draw like fucking raunchy stuff in the cartoons during the '90s that was like wildly inappropriate, like Tom and Jerry sucking the milk bottle in the squirt, and it's like look so
Yeah.
real freaky shit, right? But it was like a hypersexualized culture, so it's like I do think every era has like some type of thing that's influencing people for the negative or against their greater self. Is it a coincidence or is it intentional?
It's
I never
intentional.
actually thought about that, but it might be
I
intentional.
believe it's intentional because you make more money out of problems than you do
Yeah,
solutions.
television, movies,
More money out of
yeah,
problems than you do solutions.
exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so maybe it is that to have a war on our thinking. I definitely believe that. I mean, obviously, with the affirmative action or eliminating, like the black, eliminating the study of like African American history in classrooms, all classrooms. That's a definitely attack on our progression. But what are they gonna put in that place? They're gonna
Right.
put more commercials. They're gonna put more advertising out that are against our greater self. So again, we got to teach our own. Then that's why we got to build our own schools. We got to build our own teaching methods. We got to really start to pull away from their system now, as this is the beginning.
Right.
You know what I mean? This shit, all these things, the abortion just got passed, then it's the affirmative action, then it's the taking out. I'm thinking 10, 15 years now it's going to be even more extreme unless we start now
Yeah.
building our own things while they're eliminating us from it. Because they think we're just going to like not go to college. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, we could build our own schools. We could start building our own things and get back to just this kind of black utopia.
Right.
And that's the name of the poem, Black Utopia. But I do believe that we can have our own world where we are building it and things like that. Like, and it's definitely two worlds. And I think we got to
But we
start.
ain't forced to be in debt.
Yeah, but right again, as African Americans, we know that we live a separate life from white people,
Right.
right? And they think that the only way for us to survive is to leave our world and go into their world. Like when we live in Harlem, but we work in Midtown, we gotta come back to Harlem. But if we just start to just eliminate us going over there for anything, like for jobs, for education, for anything, we could start to take that creative energy and put it in our community. And I really think that we could build these things right in the center of our neighborhoods, across the country.
A Black Wall Street on a more broader aspect.
But
Because
it's all
Black
of that.
Wall Street was based on financial
Yeah.
what is it? Independence,
Yeah.
right? Within our community. So what you speaking of is like having that same independence but on every aspect.
Every aspect, yeah. But
Education, finance, you know what I'm saying, spiritual, all that. Like we need to just create our
yeah, no, we do. We need to create our own shit. Back then they burned it down and stuff. And then, later on they used laws and stuff, but I think maybe now I don't know what type of opposition we're gonna get if we start to build those things. But given what our history was, I wouldn't be surprised that they would tear down us immediately. But whatever will come, I say we
wake
fight
up in the
against it.
hospital.
I say we fight
Look,
against it.
be healthy as shit. Wake up in the hospital tomorrow. So
Yeah, but I don't want
near
that to
death.
scare us though, right? Because we know as black people, the moment we start doing things to make our neighborhood become better, we become a target. I think every black person knows that.
I mean, the world is based on fear, and we already know. History already showed us. Every leader that steps out there is getting taken out.
Yeah.
That's one. And
Yes.
two, you already have to accept that as your fate.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So your need to want more or better for your people has to supersede your need to live.
Yeah.
Seriously.
And I hope that fear didn't change us or make us feel like we can't go that far because I think we could.
I mean, they tried all type of fear tactics on us. Shit worse than that, to be honest.
It's slavery, right?
You know what I'm saying? I mean, just worse than that. Like,
Yeah, right?
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Niggas
come on,
enslaved
like,
us. That's crazy.
Yo,
Niggas
you know what's so odd
That's
about
crazy saying niggas
life?
enslaved us. That's even more crazy.
This is what's so odd about life, right? Like, a person can be like we gonna put it on a responsibility scale. So a person can be having like bills or whatever else, and be actually covering that, right? And along with whatever else they got, personal and all that other stuff. But every month, you know what they gonna do? Stress themselves out about how they gonna accomplish the same shit that they done accomplished the month before, the month before, the month before that. You know what I'm saying? And they gonna do it again. And then that next month, they gonna put themselves through that same mental stress.
Yep.
Shit that they shouldn't even be worried about, other than just taking care of what they have to. And 9 times out of 10, they already doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I said, like we trick ourselves so many times and in so many ways that sometimes it's impossible to even get that information. You can be saying it.
Yeah.
It could be coming right here, but I'm still thinking like, how the fuck am I gonna get?
Do you think that way of thinking is like something they arrive to on their own, or have to be showed, like modeled, like that they could see an example of someone?
I think because everything is based on perception. So even if you're doing something and I'm watching you, I would have to be in that mindset to want that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I can see it. I might can even comprehend it for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then say some ignorant shit like, yeah, that worked for him. That worked for him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
He can make that happen. Why I can't make it happen?
Yeah.
Because I'm already doubting myself. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
So it's like, I don't know. Maybe, like when we talk about how they crafting certain things to have us behave in certain ways, like maybe unknowingly,
Yeah.
we already being poisoned with that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I even equate it to like breathing. You hold your breath right now, you're going to breathe. I mean, literally, you try to stop yourself from breathing, you're going to breathe. You know what I'm saying? Certain things is implemented on us because we as people, we give up. You know what I'm saying? To a point where it's beyond us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Think about relationships. You see some older couples, they don't even have sex no more after a while, and they accept that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They just gave up on that. Like, nah, you can't give up on it. But being who we are, right? We have this self-destruct mechanism in us, and it just makes us want to give up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? On a lot of shit.
Yeah, a lot of people be wore down from life, and again, like,
yeah, we let other shit outwardly distract us and determine how we gonna move forward.
But that means that people just don't know how to relax or reset or rest. Like, that's also something that we don't know.
I mean, people don't know how to be people themselves.
Yeah, right.
Let me say that.
'Cause
Fuck
you gotta
people.
sleep.
People don't know how to be themselves because I'm too concerned.
Yeah, you're worried about so many different things. There's so many different pressures. Like, it's not even just like other people who battle with themselves. It could be work, all kinds of shit. It's just so many different things.
Shit that
And we don't know how to create a space to filter it, that we make it lighter for ourselves. And that's something that all of us deal with. You know what I mean? But it's something we gotta do. We really gotta like find a space to create peace and reflection and shit like that, so we could process the world around us, so we could check in, and that gives a clarity on certain things. It's like it seems zen like,
right?
When you talk about it out loud, but when you're going through stress all the time, you don't want to feel that shit,
right?
You know what I mean?
When you're going through stress, you don't want to hear that shit neither.
Exactly. But maybe you don't need nobody. Sometimes you just clear mind, just think about shit.
Yeah. I don't know. You think poetry can be taught, or it has to be something that's embedded in you?
Nah, I gotta be taught. I mean, we all could actually write a poem or express how we feel, but like perfecting it and being able to create like I don't know, like rhythm and wordplay. Like certain words are like alliteration. Like there's certain things that however write. But if the last letter of the sentence is with an F, I'm going to start the following sentence with an F. So when I know I'm speaking it, it flows like flow fire. If the last line is flow and the next one is fire, it's like I could. And it also helps me memorization because I know those two words like rhyme together, so it feels like it's an indicator when I'm at the next line when I got it memorized.
Right.
So it's like those things is little tricks that you could give people that want to memorize their shit and perform it. It's like you got to be able to trick your mind into making it stick. So those are different little ways that I incorporate.
Right. I asked that because maybe if people had more ways to express what they're going through,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, or feeling, that maybe they can come up with their own solutions.
Yeah, true.
You know what I'm saying?
That's on the like the spectrum of like writing, like journaling. Like it's the same principle. Like if you just need to journal to write your thoughts, they just get out.
Right.
So when you get it out of yourself, you could kind of look at it from a bigger perspective. Like you're literally looking at what you feel from above.
Right.
And that way you're not as in the moment anymore. You're not irrational. You're like, okay, maybe I could do this or that or whatever your journals speak to you. It will tell you something though, for sure.
Yeah, I remember coming up in school, they used to have us doing that shit. They used to give us them little black and white composition notebooks.
Oh yeah, I remember that shit.
You know what I'm saying?
I remember that shit, huh?
All right, yeah, yeah, but you know, as a child, you can't really understand, and they not really trying to explain to a kid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, listen, this is gonna help you define who you are. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
builds character.
You know what's so crazy? Like for me, I would love the idea of instead of writing down what we're going through
Yeah.
and making young folks think about that, I would have them start their day with writing affirmations. Like what kind of day you want this to be. Do you want it to be like, do you want to be focused? Do
To
you want
get
to
into
be
existence.
vibrant? Yeah. And have them speak that and then have them sit down and start the day so they could be in alignment with what they want with themselves. And that will teach them over time, like how to speak an affirmation over your life. If we get our young kids doing that at an early age, by the time they get older, they'll know manifestation, you know, because they'll know it'll come true.
Right.
And they'll know that the life of power of the life of death is in the tongue. I want to teach these young folks that what they say is important.
Yeah, and y'all program deals with high school kids, right?
Yeah, we got high school kids.
Where they can find y'all at?
Parsons Scholars Program, go.edu. Check that out. We're getting kids from New York City high schools into college early, and they're taking college courses while they're still in high school.
Say that again?
They're taking college courses while they're in high school.
No, y'all getting what?
We getting young kids from the neighborhood to take college courses while they're in high school.
Right.
And
it's what?
And it's free.
And it's free.
Yeah, we cover their tuition. We cover all their art materials. We cover their transportation.
Parents,
We feed them.
I hope y'all listening.
Yeah, we do all of that. We take them on trips. We had them with Alexander Wang, fashion show, and they was in there with Anna Winter in them. Cause Parsons is like a really big like design school, so it's like to be working in that kind of environment. Honestly, it's really God.
Yeah.
And to keep it 100, I had a vision, and from praying and reflecting, like, yo, God told me, like, there are kids that need Him, like,
Right.
that are in art, that are geniuses, and they need someone to come get them and bring them.
Right.
That's why I wanted to create the school. But in the meantime, I'm learning how to do that. So through these programs, I'm like, yo, God is crazy. I didn't even know that program existed when I got hired. I had a connect in there, and when they found out what I was doing in the prisons, they was like, actually, we got a program for you. I said, that's God, because now, like,
Right.
you know what I mean? It's the perfect place I need to be to learn about how to get kids from the neighborhood into college.
Right. And
through a black lens.
And the proverb for the Japanese proverb for crisis is opportunity.
Opportunity.
So, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everything comes from something.
Yeah.
But I ain't gonna hold you up. And we definitely.
Oh yeah, thank you. We've been here for a minute too. This is
that's what happens when it's good. It just flows. You feel me?
Sir.
But we appreciate you, and we want to thank you for stopping through. You always welcome in the game room.
Let me do one more shout out. I want to shout out to Brittany Barker and Amani Wanaru. Follow at them at Amani the Poet. I am Brittany Barker, Creative Soul House. Friday Night Soul, every last Friday of the month or fourth Friday. Holla at us. We got some dope poetry, some amazing things coming this month, July 28th from 6 to 9, I-9 Bistro. Shout out to them. Holla at us. Get a ticket.
We going to be there.
Yeah, they definitely
The game room staff is going to be
We
there.
might have to have y'all interview some of the artists after the performance.
Yeah, we
Let's
might
talk
do
about
something.
that.
We could definitely talk about it.
Yo, Lemon Anderson made, yo, man, like you Transformers, you know the new Transformers?
Right.
My cousin's
Beast
in that.
Mode.
Yeah, and Anthony Ramos, Lemon's a mentor to him.
Right.
Lemon's been in the game for a long time. We have some amazing poets in there. Justin Long,
Right.
he was on HBO with me. He's coming back. We got some
Hey,
amazing
me and you might
singers.
put together a poetry joint, like
Yeah,
that
we're right
poetry
here,
jam or
right in
something
here.
like that.
But I would definitely love you to come, and if you could interview an artist or two, that'd be fire. Like that would. It's a vibe in there. I'm gonna show you some of the kind of the clips of what the space look like.
We're definitely.
But we out, y'all.
And we out. We finally came to the end of another episode, and we want to thank y'all for tuning in. Don't forget to hit the subscribe and like button, share it with a friend, and who knows, it might be you next time sitting in the seat. Have a good night.